Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to a new edition of Urban Sentinel Live. I'm your host, Reggie Kearney. I'm tired, tongue tied, and I want to thank you for joining us tonight on Urban Sentinel Live, which is a byproduct of the Urban Sentinel magazine. And tonight I have with me, all the way from Raleigh, North Carolina, my home girl. I'm from that area, Nicki Kris. So, Nicki, how you doing tonight?
I am doing fabulous. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm really excited to be here.
Oh, good, good. I'm glad you are. I'm glad you are. Yeah, we had Nikki was featured in the magazine in the month of
April.
April. Yes, yes, yes. But these magazines run up on top of me because I'm working on May right now. But we had a great article that was written by C. Natasha Richburg, great writer, and after I read the author a couple of times, I said, she'd be a good person to interview on the show. So
Well,
here you are,
awesome.
Nikki. So here you are. So Nikki, you're a musician, right? An artist.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yep. Singer songwriter.
Okay. So how long have you been in business?
Oh, too long.
Too long.
Too long. No,
Mhm.
I started really young,
Okay.
but had a little bit of a life break.
Mm-hmm.
Did the job thing,
Mm-hmm.
family thing,
Okay.
kid thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I started getting back into music. Gosh, it's been about 11 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, because my debut album will be 10 in 2023.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So yeah, about the past 11 years I've been really active.
Well, okay. So what made you choose music as a career?
It's so funny because when I interview people, I actually ask similar questions and say, well, what made you decide that this was the right thing for you?
Right.
I really think that people who end up being in the music industry, whether it be, producers, singers, songwriters,
Mm-hmm.
artists, I think music chooses you rather than you choosing music. Every single person, and including myself, it's always the epiphany moment, whether you've gone to a performance or you've actually performed yourself and you've sat there and said, you know what, this is what I want to do. This is for me. Me personally, I grew up in, a not so great household.
Mm-hmm.
So music was my escape, and then it became my passion.
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
kind
Mm-hmm.
of was one of those things that I always wanted to do.
Right, right, right. Well, you did it. You did it. You did it. You did it. Now, when you were a kid, what did you dream about being one day? Did you want to be a nurse or a teacher or a lawyer? What did you want to do?
Well, besides music, I actually was very interested in uh, forensics. I always was really interested in like FBI being in, I actually did consider being an attorney at one point in time, but very much into criminology, political science,
Mm-hmm.
those types of areas. So I'm a huge, crime show, cop show TV buff, even to this day, because
Mm-hmm.
those types of things just really, really interest me. And
Right.
even now, I'm still one of those like TV junkies when those shows come on.
But I think we all miss. I wouldn't say miss our calling, but we dream about and we think about what we want to be, but we end up doing something else. And then when
Yeah.
as you get older, you say, I wish I had done that, but it's never too old to go back and reach out for your dreams and everything to fulfill your dreams. So it's never too late, never too late.
No.
So over the years, have your dreams come true? Everything you wanted out of life and what you thought life would be about, have your dreams come true?
Yes and no. Because I put music on the back burner for so
Hmm.
long, I still think that I have a lot of aspirations. there that I don't think that I have achieved yet, even though in the past 10 years I've achieved a lot in the past 10 years, even getting started very late, I guess you would say. But I still have dreams and aspirations and exactly what, I would like to accomplish there. So I'd say, everybody has some regrets.
Right.
Mine's getting back to it so late. So I'm still forging ahead with those dreams.
Now, how many albums do you have out so far? You say you had the debut. How many?
So I have 2 full-length albums, an EP, and lots of singles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Now, tell me, who has been a mentor for you?
that's a really great question. I don't really have, well, I take that back. My producer and I are actually very, very close. We're longtime collaborators. We write together. A lot of the songs that in the past couple of years we've done together, and I would probably say he's probably the closest thing that I have to a mentor. Because he is very giving with his time, his information, does a lot of coaching, very, very much in that regard. True mentorship, though, besides that, I'm still looking. I'm a tough cookie, I mean, I'm a very strong. I have a very strong extroverted personality, so it is sometimes very difficult for people to understand that, okay, I want to learn, I'm willing to learn, but I'm also very vocal about certain things. I'm also very much of a self-learner. So if I don't know something, I will very good at Googling.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
I think we all Google one time or another. I mean, everybody Googles now. Everyone Googles now. Now, look, tell me about sister. What is it? Sister to sister?
Sisters in Music.
Sisters in Music. Yes. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so Sisters in Music is a new organization that I co-founded with a fellow artist, Natalie Jean, and we're just starting out. So we just got everything set up, website and all that fun stuff earlier this year. So we're just starting to, build our membership. The primary aspect or our mission statement is to embrace our, its primary focus on women in music, but we like to say sisters in music and the brothers who support them. So it is female focused, but not 100% female focused. And our goal is to provide an avenue for anyone in the music and entertainment industry to showcase their talents, to promote, educate. We offer a podcast series. We do like Instagram lives and all kinds of things to help promote fellow artists and other people who are in the music and entertainment industry. So we're just getting that off the ground. We are a nonprofit, and then hope to at some point in time, get our 501c3 filing and things like that. So we're very excited about it. It's actually taken off quite a bit, and we're looking forward to building it out and offering these opportunities while also giving back to charitable organizations, because that's the other piece of it as well. We want to create ways for our sisterhood to get together and collaborate, but also give back.
Okay, well, that's great. That's great. To let the listeners or the viewers know tonight, in the May edition of the magazine, Natasha has written another great article on sisters in music. And when I was laying it out today and getting everything ready to send to my graphics person, I said, wait a minute, I've had Natalie in this magazine before. I had her a couple, I think it was last year, maybe like November, December. She was in the magazine, so I was like, "Oh, they know each other. Okay, that's cool. That's good.
Yes.
I'm glad to see that y'all are collaborating together, and I wish you success with Sisters in Music. That's
Thank you.
a
Thank
great
you. Yes.
endeavor. A great endeavor.
Natalie is my better half.
Okay, okay, okay.
We complement each other very, very well.
Well, that's great. That's great. So I'm pretty sure that you all will have a collaboration, do some type of collaboration in the future on a future album. I know
Yeah,
y'all.
we're actually we're actually doing a couple of things under the Sisters in Music umbrella.
Mhm.
We're going to be doing a collaboration album. That's going to be the first project, and then ultimately we'll start creating original music and things like that. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
we're really excited about it.
Okay, great. So tell me, what motivates you when you sit down and write a song?
Lots of different things. I am a binge writer, which is a lot of people in the industry would say, "Mm, not the maybe the right way to go about writing." A lot of people write every day. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to sometimes go months without writing anything. I have to be moved or inspired by something in particular.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times, stories, books, if there's a TV brief or something that I'm looking to write for specific sync placement, something like that. So my motivation comes more from if there's a specific task or something specifically has inspired me. What ends up happening, because I'm a binge writer, a lot of times when I do get the urge to write, I end up, spewing 10, 20 songs all in one time. And then I'm like, okay, now what do I do with these?
So you would basically write the lyrics. Do you write the music to your songs also?
So I do both
Mm-hmm.
actually. And it varies too, because some people tend to be very structured in their writing, and I think because I'm not, it makes me a little bit more versatile. So I do both music and lyrics. Like I mentioned, my longtime producer Kevin McNulty and we actually will bounce things back and forth with each other. Like sometimes I might come up with just like a music track and send it over to him, and he'll maybe start lyrics with it, or vice versa. He'll send me a music track. Sometimes it's coming up with lyrics first and saying, hey, what could we potentially put to this? So I am very unstructured, and I like it that way, because one of the things that I've always said, if I had to structure right, I would get very bored very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So I write numerous different ways and in different styles, just because I get bored.
Okay, now. Now, what awards have you won during your music career?
Oh, well, too many to know. I'm not going to say too many to count, because I'm actually one of those people. I don't apply for a lot of awards, or don't expect to get a lot of nominations or things like that. But
Mhm.
I have been on the Grammy ballot, so not
Okay.
nominated, but on the ballot for,
Uh-huh.
gosh, 8 years running. My most recent awards, I won a couple awards at this past Josie Music Awards. So the Josie Music Awards, for anyone that doesn't know, is the largest independent award show. So it's specifically for independent artists.
Mm-hmm.
And last year I won 2 awards, actually, and I was so surprised
Mm-hmm.
at that. I'm very excited, and maybe this year I'll get lucky again and get nominated, because I do think that there's some submissions there. But most recently, those are the most recent ones, and most of the time I post those things out on my website.
Oh, okay. Well, the Grammy is coming. It's coming. It's coming. Just be patient.
Yeah.
You're gonna
You
get
know, there was
it.
a point in time where I thought that, you had to have that nomination
Mm-hmm.
and the award in order to feel accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it would be great, but I don't feel that I need to let the award or lack of an award define
Mm-hmm.
me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. Um, have you ever regretted becoming an artist, a musician?
No, no, I've regretted stopping and then
Uh-huh.
starting when I
Uh-huh.
was, too old, I guess you would say. But no, never.
Right. Well, you're never too old. Never too old. Age
That's
is
what I
just a
say.
number. Age is just a number. You know. How has your career fulfilled you? Do when you wake up in the morning and you wake up and you hear the birds chirping, do you feel like your career has fulfilled you?
Yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I mean, I think that because I still have certain aspirations, one of the things that I would love to do or at least achieve is, collaborating. I have some artists that I am totally infatuated with and totally adore their music, and I have aspirations of working with those artists and collaborating with them, aside from who I already work with.
Mm-hmm.
So in that regard, no, I'm not satisfied. I don't feel complete because I still have some dreams and aspirations and things that I want to accomplish to feel that, yes, my career is on a upward trajectory. But in the same regard, there are some things that I've accomplished that, even more well-known artists haven't.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's one of those yes and no scenarios. I'm not done yet. I still have a lot of things I want to do.
Right, right. I can understand that. Um, what what's your style of music? What's your genre? What?
I would tend to say I tend to fall into more pop rock, indie rock,
Mm-hmm.
um, than anything. I have my first album was probably more of like a singer-songwriter type of
Mm-hmm.
album, but since then I've done primarily, pop rock. Um, I would love to do some blues, as I think my voice tends to lend itself to the more deeper, I guess, genres or rhythmic genres, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not a country artist. I always say that my tone just does not work
Mm-hmm.
there.
Right, right. But even in the country music industry, I think they've evolved over the years. To where some of their artists you can't you don't know if they pop, R&B, or country.
Yep.
You know, I mean, I think what they do, they take the instruments and they work the instruments in a way that in the background you can hear that country flavor, but
Mhm.
overall the overall mix sounds different. The
Yes.
overall, because I was flipping through the channels last week. I think the music awards, the country music awards, were on last week, and I listened to that first song, the first two ladies song. That did not sound country to me whatsoever. It did not. It sounded like pop or rock and roll or something like that.
Yep.
But the instruments, kind of kept it laid, try to have lay it down to being country, but it didn't sound like that. So I think in all music genres, even rap, soul, R&B, whatever, blues, I think at times they change. What it used to be is not what it is now. I think we're always
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, that's why
Mhm.
like it's very, very difficult, especially like, they consider pop is really popular music. So if you use that definition, what really is pop?
Mm-hmm.
Because anything can be popular at
Right.
any point in time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm an alternative junkie myself. I love to listen to alternative music. So I've always said I wanted to do like a real alternative album and just go out there just because it's so much fun.
Right. Just put it all out there, huh? So, what kind of advice would you give up and coming musicians?
Work hard. Being a musician and being in the music industry is hard work. And especially, I view what I do and even what we're doing with Sisters in Music, my own personal music stuff. I'm running my own business. So you have to be versed in not just your music business, but business. You have to be versed in social media, finances, website, keeping track of email lists, all kinds of stuff, managing your time, managing your travel. And, until you can get to the point where potentially you might be able to hire individuals to help you do those things. But for all intents and purposes, a lot of the independent artists and even the individuals that I'm even interviewing, everyone is doing everything themselves and you're running a business. So for anybody who's wanting to get into the music industry, learn those skills, learn tools and tips and tricks on how to be a multitasker, because you may be writing a song or recording a song in the morning, but then have to work on, planning a tour in the afternoon and then do social media posts at night. So you need to be able to be extremely organized, well-rounded, and have the ability to do multiple different things.
So what does your day look like? What does an 8-hour day look like, or is it a 24-hour day?
8. There's not enough hours in the day, let me tell you. Well, like I just said, typical day. Right now, I'm actually struggling at the moment because a lot of the work that we're doing is focused on getting Sisters in Music up and running. So a lot of work there with planning, scheduling. I do a lot of editing because my podcast is pre-recorded. So I record and then edit the shows, social media posts, but then also making sure that I'm not dropping my own music. But I'm doing the same things, emails, newsletters, working the social media angle, trying to contact radio stations to play my music, trying to get sync placements, things like that. So I'm pretty busy a good, right now I'm going on 13 hours.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
You got to do it. I tell you, I think anytime you're in business for yourself and you're doing something you like, you put a lot of time into it. You put a lot of time into it and everything. So what does your future hold? What do you see your future doing? You got Sisters in Music, you got your writing, I know as soon as this pandemic breaks, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna be back out on the road traveling and touring again. So what does your future hold?
I have a couple of things that I'm working on. So, we are looking to do some Sisters in Music sponsored events. So as soon as we're able to book some shows, we will be doing that, along with working on our first collaboration album. I am actually trying to shift my focus a little bit for my personal myself from being more of a, performer to I'd really like to get into scoring for film, TV, just really
Mm-hmm.
start focusing on that if I can, which opens up different doors in that regard. I'm very interested in working in that industry as well from a music perspective. So I have a couple things that I'm focused on and doing in that regard, but primarily, honestly, the next 18 to 24 months is really going to be focused on building out Sisters in Music.
Okay. Okay. Well, sounds like you got a plan, and sounds like you're gonna do just fine.
Just fine.
Yeah.
I hope so. I mean, I guess,
You
if you
will.
make a mistake, you just learn from it and keep going,
Yeah.
right?
Just keep on going. Just keep on going. You never give up. You just stay focused, and that's the number one thing. Staying focused. So, have you played at any clubs or anything in the Raleigh Durham Chapel Hill area?
The last, not recently. I'm hoping to, hopefully things will start opening up. I actually was a little bummed, well, everybody was bummed with everything that was going on in 2020, but I was working with a local band here that I sang on their release. That we had, it was literally like a week before everything shut down here. We had their CD release party, and we were getting ready to do some stuff where I was going to be performing with them because they perform quite a bit. And then starting to do some things on my own here. So hopefully when things open up, I'll do a little bit more in this area. But I tend to generally focus my shows in more, I do a lot out west. We always do performances during Grammy week and things like that, but
Okay.
I need to get more local exposure.
Okay. All right. I tell you, this has been fun talking to Nicki Kris tonight. Singer
Yes,
songwriter.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I try to spread the love around with people in my magazine and try to sit down and talk to them. You can always sit down and read an article, but it's nice to be to just sit and talk to a person in person.
Yes.
That's a good thing. So, to my viewers, we have spent time tonight with Nicki Kris. She's a great singer songwriter. What's your Instagram and your website, Nicki?
At Nicki Kris in most places except for Facebook, which is at Nicki Kris Music, and my website is www.nickikris.com. It's NICKIKRIS.
Okay, so y'all check Nicki out. She might have some music that you like. I'm gonna be following her. Because I'm very interested in what they're gonna do with Sisters in Music in the future.
Yes.
So that's a good thing, so I'll definitely be following it and stuff, So look, if you want to get the hard hitting stuff, come back tomorrow night for Real World News TV, where I'm a co-host, and we'll have my other co-host Sherry and Taffet, and we'll just be talking about the top news stories over this past week, and there's a lot has been going on in this country in the last week. There's so much that it just burns you out, it tires you out, but we're gonna be discussing tomorrow night. So again, I want to thank Nicki Kris for being a part of this show tonight, Urban Sentinel Live. Continue on doing your thing, climbing those mountains and making it happen, okay? So until next week, everyone, you take care. Be safe. Wear your mask. It's not over with yet. Just be safe and be considerate of others. So everyone have a good night. Nicki, you take care of yourself. We will be talking,
Thank you,
okay?
you too.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.